Well, speaking of that vaccine, if you are planning on heading out to the Peace Center anytime soon, you're going to have to bring a proof that you have gotten the vaccine. That's right. And we wanted to find out exactly what this means for folks other than what we already expect. Fox Carolina's Carrie Weimer did some digging and was downtown today to talk with folks.
We will not be asking for vaccination cards to dine in any of our restaurants.
The vice president of Larkin's Restaurants tells us, unlike their next door neighbor, they will not be requiring proof of vaccine.
Being right next door, the Peace Center drives our business on show nights. If counts are down at the Peace Center, then obviously less people come into dinner.
The Peace Center recently released a statement saying out of concern for the health and wellness of patrons, artists, staff, and volunteers, they now require proof of either a full vaccination, a positive COVID-19 antibody test, or a negative COVID-19 test to be able to get in.
Now, the Peace Center says if you're fully vaccinated, you have to have either a digital copy of your card or the actual card itself. And of course, you have to have a photo ID.
For those who haven't been vaccinated and don't have antibodies, the Peace Center says you will need to have proof of a negative COVID test taken within 72 hours of the event. We wanted to dig further and see what kids and teens under 18 would need. For 12 to 18-year-olds going to the Peace Center, the policy says they must have one of these: proof of vaccination, proof of a negative COVID-19 test, proof of a positive antibody test, or they have to wear a mask at all times. And because little showgoers ages 5 to 12 years old aren't eligible for the vaccine yet, the Peace Center says they have to have proof of a negative COVID-19 test, or proof of a positive antibody test, or they have to wear a mask at all times.
Whatever challenges or loss of business around us, we're just creative in other ways to draw other people into the restaurant.
Now, we also did reach out to the Bon Secours Wellness Arena to see if they had any vaccine requirements for those events. As of right now, we didn't hear back, but as you know, Brooklyn Cromer was live out there. She did discuss the things that you have to do, and getting a vaccine was not one of those requirements. So that's the answer to that question. For the very latest, though, you can always download our free Fox Carolina News app. You can watch Brooklyn's report there once we get it downloaded, and of course, watch Carrie's report as well to learn more about what's happening at some of our venues in downtown Greenville.
Fox Carolina weather. Weather Rate certified most accurate local forecast.
Temperatures are starting to dip across the upstate and mountains thanks to high pressure building in from the north, and we've got a northerly breeze and clearing skies. All the ingredients for the recipe, I should say, to have a really cool night already. 59 in Hendersonville, 58 in Waynesville, still 73 downtown Greenville, but Lawrence at 68, Newberry at 68, and Union at 65. And look what it looks like for your wake up weather at 7 a.m. Look at some of the blue showing up in the mountains. Those are temperatures perhaps into the upper 40s. We're thinking around 51 in Franklin, Asheville 53, Bryson City 52, Hendersonville at 52. With Greenville, you're sitting at 59, with Lawrence and Prosperity at 57. So with temperatures like these, you and the kids will probably need a heavier sweatshirt or at least a windbreaker in the morning because it will be quite cool. And here's the bus stop forecast for the kids for the upstate: 58, lots of sunshine in the morning, and the mountains cool, 53. Heading home, gorgeous, 82 with lots of sunshine, and for the mountains, 76 degrees. Weather headlines: it's going to be drier and less humid Thursday and Friday, and that goes for the weekend as well. Of course, 9/11 is on Saturday, and for the remembrances there, the weather will be nice, and that will continue into Sunday. And then shower chances do increase, but not until sometime next week. I'll pin that down for you coming up in a little bit and have your 7-day forecast as well in about 10 minutes.
Bob, thanks. Fox Carolina is your school station, and Greenville County Schools making some changes to its COVID-19 quarantine policy. The district says students who've quarantined due to a COVID exposure can return to school 3 days earlier if they are symptom-free and they follow DHEC guidelines for early release. So this means after 5 days of quarantine, students must have a negative PCR test that's validated by school medical staff. Students won't be allowed to return until at least day 8 of quarantine. The previous policy said they couldn't come back until at least day 11. We aren't getting daily updates about those quarantine numbers. The district tells us it's just too much data to sift through and publish every single day. But we can tell you since the 1st of September, the district reported 500 cases. Hillcrest High School reported the most at a single site, 27 of them. There have been 136 staff cases. The transportation department reported the most of any with a total of 8.